Washington Journal continues.
So it's literally unprecedented. We've had many debt limit impasses going back 25 or 30 years, but we've never crossed this, what is the August 2 date, and gone into a situation where the government no longer has enough cash to pay all of its bills. So there's no roadmap, there's no rule book, none of those things. So they would have been examining basic things like the legal question: do they actually have the authority to choose to pay bills in anything but the order in which they're due? And it's not at all clear that they do. There's no statute that says, we've ordered you to spend this money, Congress has, but we haven't, but in case we don't give you the money to do that, you should do it in the following order, or you should make up your own mind. So Treasury might actually have concluded that it didn't have legal authority to pick one over another and would just pay the bills in chronological order out of available cash flow. Or it may have decided, I hope we never find out, but it may have decided that it did have that ability, and that it would pick Social Security and payment for the troops and things like that, which really must be paid. But again, I hope we never find out the answer.
Speculating on what will happen next.
So bad economic news drives people out of stocks and into bonds. And when people go into bonds, they bid up the price of bonds, and that bids down the interest rate that the government is required to pay. So that's what's happening now. We had bad economic news last week. Another thing that drives people into our bonds is the turmoil in Europe. As it becomes more and more clear that the Europeans have not figured out what to do with the potential default of some of their major nations. And so global money tends to come into Treasury securities at that time. So that's what's going on. Now, the market is clearly pricing in a successful vote on the part of the House and the Senate. Stock markets were up. I haven't looked since I got on the air, obviously, but stock markets were up all over the world as soon as the president made his announcement last night. So, if the bill does pass, it'll be, at least in the short term, good for the stock market as well.